feeling haunted.
I hear the voices inside my head, see voices behind the wall, uplifting the underdog, we fighting above the law.
Hello. Hey, Crystal G, cousin, good grandma, Amber Lee, Northern Light, Mallory, Angie, all that glitters, Jill, Pearl. Hello, everyone. All right. Hey, Vicky, under your scars. There is a video that just came up on my phone that I really want to see. What is it? Haha, there it is. I want to pull this up. I'm going to share screen, and actually first I'm going to go like this. No, hold on. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, hold on. Put that in there. Okay. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. All right, I'm gonna pull up a video here, because it just popped up for me when we were starting, and now I'm curious. And it's Anonymous True Crime, which the link to subscribe to that channel is highlighted there. But we're going to share it and play this, because I just want to see it quick. Because I was waiting for this, to be honest. I was waiting for
like,
this.
share, bell, follow. Welcome to Anonymous True Crime. It seems the cat's out of the bag. Candace is allegedly on dating sites. While TBI has been saying Summer could have wandered away and be close by. Her mother has been busy searching, alright, just not for Summer. No, Candace is a keen fisherwoman, and seems she had plenty of fish to catch allegedly. Candace has had a backlash from her now ex-friend. Join the line. Shannon. Shannon was the friend Candace was with when in the motel room, and a child was noted in the background. Shannon is the friend Candace has recently accused of sharing a room with Benny Juice, even stating they left a do not disturb sign on the door.
You know, I'm not out there to hurt anybody or anything like that, but you're gonna come against me and I'm gonna go against you.
So they's over across the hall in a different hotel. You should have went over and knocked on the door, stuck your head there, and said,
"Well, I did." But they said, there's a do not disturb sign on the wall, so do not disturb means don't go in.
"Oh, they had the do not disturb sign up." No, Candace. Oh my God.
Whether this was fueled by jealousy, malicious intent, or truth, not our main focus. What we are, however, interested in is Candace allegedly on dating sites.
And she sent it to me. This one and another one that Benny will show here in a second.
Oh, what?
I said, "Oh my God, Candace." I said, "I hope you didn't use your real picture and your real name." She said, "Hell no." And I said, "People are going to find that you're on a dating website."
Yes, seems people have found out. And yes, for us it's another red flag. Your daughter, you claim, has been abducted from your property, and instead of looking for your daughter, you are looking for a man, or at a minimum attention on dating sites. Focused on finding a new man. How can that even register as a priority? Candace, you have 3 boys in care that need a good mother and a daughter missing. What is this kind of crazy? Not a good look. Summer, you are not forgotten by the people. Justice for Summer Wells. Like, share, bell, follow.
Okay, wow. On that. That's wild. Oh, man. Hey, Bob. Incognito potato.
Incognito potato.
Incognito potato. Hey, Brooke. There she is. I can see you and you are blue. Isla. Bird Nerd. Deez. Sam I Am. Panel Hopper. You guys, that's disgusting. Yes, it is. Hey, Lupus Mom. What a catch. Yeah, I'm sorry. No way. Mandy. Looking for the young'uns again. Meredithy. Thank you for the super chat. That's rather disturbing, though. Yeah. Oh, man. Sure it is. Hey, Chris. Crystal G. Lex. Yeah, that is too much. That is definitely too much. Hey, Patty Ponytail. Cotton Candy Boobs. Marabella. Is what it is. Hello, hello. Okay, so where to start now? Okay, I want to go over a few things. Let's go over the last 24 hours of WJHL Summer Wells updates on what they're saying. So, where's that first one? Dun, 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 dun. I think that's... Here we go. Okay. All right, so we'll start with this one again. All right, when I'm sharing screen, guys, I can't see, or actually I can't see the chat. All right, hold on.
Well, today, for the first time, we are learning the lead investigator in the Summer Wells case is speaking out. The pressure has been immense on the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office to figure out what happened to a little girl who reported missing back in June.
Ansley Daniel has been following this case closely. She has an update. Ansley?
Josh and Sarah, there was frustration, some anger, and the presence of a heavy burden when I sat down with the detective John Pruitt with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. He's led this investigation into Summer's disappearance. He told me that as difficult as this case is to work, he is nowhere near giving up.
It is a lot to shoulder, it's a lot to burden. We have a missing child that we haven't found yet.
Almost 10 months and so much heartache. And investigators aren't immune from that hurt. The question of what happened to Summer Wells still has no answer.
There haven't been very many cases like this. I have never worked a missing child case with all these different entities and agencies involved.
The lead investigator on the case says his days are devoted to finding her.
My day, I check tip line and voicemail when I first get here. I do phone calls and follow-ups on any credible leads I've got. I follow up on anything that I didn't get to a good conclusion the day before. Then I go into my normal caseload of any new cases I've got, follow-ups on them.
They've received nearly 2,000 tips.
I will follow up on everything I can to try to bring closure for this.
Self-proclaimed online investigators and social media sleuths have turned this case into a mess of ideas. And tips have come in from everywhere across the U.S. and even overseas. That help, Pruitt says, has led to little more than time wasted.
If these people want to help so much, we always accept applications to certified individuals.
Okay.
He says the investigation...
That's funny. I don't care who you are. I do find that funny.
And has led to the continued thought that if Summer is found, it will be nearby.
I believe that she would probably be somewhere close by, because we found nothing to lead us to believe that she's been abducted or trafficked out of the area.
Pruitt works alongside the TBI and FBI. Along with the ground search, Pruitt says investigators have poured through data. Almost a year into the case, and Detective Pruitt says it still remains a very active investigation.
I'm not going to let it go cold.
Yeah.
Well, Detective Pruitt assured.
I know Chris McDonough was saying, like you can hear it in his voice. Like he's checking it every day. Hey, Dazed and Confused. BK played that video of Candace today on his channel denying it. Didn't he? Cotton Candy Boobs that Shannon was telling it all. So he was denying it, or I don't care. I can't see her, but I see other people can see her. Hello, Lip Lock No More. You know I love you, even when I can't see you. Oh my god, I just realized your picture is cotton candy and not tits with tassels, candy boobs. Susan didn't get to hear everything today. Oh. Oh. No, pause. Okay. All right. The second one. This one. Okay. Am I sharing screen? No. Okay.
They had art grid stock footage in the 60s.
Okay, guys, how are we going to pull off this moon landing?
Sahara Desert. Let's shoot it there. It's quiet.
Nearly 10 months and still no answers.
Tonight, News Channel 11 dives deeper into the disappearance of Hawkins County 6-year-old Summer Wells. For the first time, we have heard from the lead investigator with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office.
And tonight, he tells us what this investigation looks like right now.
Josh and Sarah, the case of Summer Wells does not look much different today than what it did when I first reported live on authorities searching out in Beach Creek back in June of last year. Now, authorities are spending more time than ever before fielding through false tips as well as false hope.
It's sporadic. One day you might get 5 leads, the next couple of days you might not get anything. But it's been an active investigation that I've been devoted to since it first occurred.
As Summer's disappearance approaches the 10-month mark, the scenarios of what happened the night of June 15th continue to grow.
The wandering away, sneaking off to go play or whatever she may have done, that is a viable option.
The night she went missing, authorities said she walked away from her house. The following day, an Amber
says it's a viable option, but I don't really get the feeling that's what he believes. That's... It'll be interesting when the grand jury meets, I guess, what is that, next week? Next week, yeah. What is that, on Friday? No, Thursday? Next Thursday, is it?
Alert was issued.
People are probably tired of hearing this. All possibilities are on the table. We're not completely eliminating the abduction idea, but there's nothing to lead us to believe that we need to focus on that alone.
In the height of the search, those on the ground combed through miles of tough, rugged terrain, leaving many to wonder how there was no trace of little Summer.
She was like 3 foot, 40 pounds. It would be a lot easier for her to get through some of the foliage. And she's lower to the ground, smaller body, a lot more flexible.
Along with the ground search, Pruitt says investigators have poured through data.
We have gone through reams and reams of data. We've collected statements. We've chased down every credible lead that has been given to us. And we are still not much further along than when we started. Surveillance videos, GPS locations, cell phone tracking, cell phone data, electronic data, anything that we could think of to get our hands on.
As time continues to pass since that June day, it's increasingly hard to hold on to hope.
Well, we're 9 months in.
It is.
I would hope that she is still alive somewhere, but we also have to be open to the idea that is no longer a possibility.
Pruitt says that he has never worked a case like this with so many different entities involved, and he says it's still baffling that it looks the same as it did that night that Summer was reported missing.
So,
coming up tonight at
I know Chris McDonough had mentioned tonight that that was him kind of prepping. Hey, Trulia Beach, Frankie Hopkins, Susan Bright, BJ Marshall, Skalama Little Boston. I don't even know if I said that right. Hey, Wandering Hearts. Hello, everyone. When Evil Entered. And that is Praying Hands, not High Five. Cher, you got me paranoid. I'm Praying Hands now. Yeah, I felt weird about it for a while. I feel like Ellie is very frustrated and need a lot more help. Yeah, I know Chris McDonough had said that. He had mentioned something like he would really like to see Detective Pruitt there get a small team of like 2 or 3 people and be able to more focus in on this, because he's got the summer well thing is weighing on him. You can see that. And if we're all getting discouraged and losing hope and stuff, could you imagine how he feels, where he's like, this is his job. And so I mean, he looks frustrated. He looks discouraged. He looks upset. So, and then we hear him say that, you know, he's got his, of course, there's other things that happen every day. And so he's got, you know, other jobs he has to do every day. He can't, unfortunately, go in for his however many hours a day and put all of the time and energy all on summer. And that's where Chris's idea, I was like, yeah, that is an awesome idea. And I sure hope that they hear that and will do something like that, because that would be, imagine if they could just get a team that's focused just solely on summer, what they can do. I have to say it's impressive that in almost 10 months, hardly a day has gone by that someone somewhere on YouTube has talked about her in some way. Sadly, not much else, though. Dawn and Candace never thought this case would be nationwide. Yeah, I mean, it is on YouTube, but it's not somewhere else. Thank you for the super sticker, Mutt Dog. There's some talk going around that Candace lost the boys. I heard that as well. I heard that too. And I didn't ever see, what has she done that would even show any of us that she should have those boys back? She hasn't done shit. She's proven to us time and time again that the boys should not be in her care. That's all she's proven to us. So I hope that rumor is true. Why would Hunter be concerned about what Don was telling Candace on the phone when he was with Candace in the car, unless he was concerned about something or felt guilty? I actually think he was more, I think he was more concerned like it was a jealous thing, to be quite honest, because we all think there was some type of relationship. I'm a believer of that, because I've looked through his Facebook as well. It does look like he had a crush on Candace. And that's just the truth. So it could have been maybe a jealous thing. Maybe that's why he was going through her phone as well, or claims he went through her phone. I don't know. I don't know. Could be. Yeah, corruption does run rampant everywhere. I still feel Ellie knows something. Oh, definitely they have to know something that they're not putting out there yet, right? Because we haven't even really heard the 911 calls. So there's definitely more out there that they know, but that we don't know. And they're not going to put everything out there. Of course not. I think her hearing was last week. So she for sure, yeah. Chris M. recently was released from the hospital. He was, yeah. Last week he had said that. So we were glad to hear that he's okay. And he's looking good. No, in Australia, we don't hear about it. You don't really hear about summer wells in Australia. And that's the problem. That's because Tim Mullen has kept this off of mainstream media. He has wanted it to only stay on Facebook and YouTube's, right? For a reason. Cher, did you see Darren? Not the billionaire, but the Coggins guy? Yes, I did. Lori sent me that, and I did take a peek at that. Hey, Lucia. Hey, Arkansas White Dove. Where did you hear that common sense? And now Candace has no support from Dawn since she's moving on. Yeah. Hey, SGC. In my opinion, she doesn't ever have any of her kids back. No, she's not going to. And to be honest, she doesn't. I don't think that's what she ever wanted. Because if you remember right before Dawn got arrested, let me... Dee's Everlasting Beauty. That is some beautiful eyeshadow you have on. People have asked about the video you showed of Dawn driving the route. Asked, did you clip it or did he, as two different cars he is in? He sent me, it's like 4 different videos or something that I put into one video. So I'm not sure if they'll ever release the 911 calls. They might after, I'm guessing. Because, I mean, I get the feeling that they know that there's charges, and it sounds like multiple charges for multiple people. And that's what I feel like I'm hearing. But again, they're saying a lot, but they're saying very little. And so they've left us again to just basically speculate. But at the same time, I think they said a whole lot too, because they're saying they don't believe she was trafficked out of there, that she wasn't abducted, and that she is close by and probably realistically not alive. So I'm hearing she wasn't trafficked. Like I feel like they think for sure this is somebody, either the family involved or someone very, very, very close to the family, and that she is close by to that house. And I've said that from the get-go. I said she's going to be somewhere where they can easily drive by or whatnot to make sure, because they're always so certain. Nope, that sighting's not Summer. No, that's not Summer. You know what I'm saying? So I always thought it would be something like a Kaylee Anthony type of situation where she's within 1 mile or so of the house or at the house. Could be. What was that one kid who went missing and they found him? He was missing and they ended up finding him. He was literally stuck in the chimney at the house next door. Candace should not have any children in her care. She should actually have to be chemically sterilized or something, or not chemically for her, but you know, yeah, she's got to be sterilized or something. That's just, every single child she's had has been taken and hurt and abused. Every single child she has been neglected and abused. And yeah. Do you think they gave her someone to keep CPS from getting her? No. I don't think they gave her to anyone. And I don't know if that's what Ellie would think either, because that would be, I mean, no, I just don't think that. I don't. Too many people were okay. Look at the people who surround her currently and actually want her to have her boys back. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell no. Go there. He looks totally frustrated. Yeah. Definitely.
Tonight, News Channel 11 dives deeper into the disappearance of Hawkins County 6-year-old Summer Wells. And for the first time, we're hearing from the lead investigator at the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office in charge of the case. Tonight, he tells us what the Wells family relationship with law enforcement looks like now, as Summer's father remains in jail and lawyers are involved.
In February, Sheriff Ronnie Lawson told News Channel 11 that the Wells family had lawyers and were no...
Yes, Lex, I have reached out to Don several times. I put money on his books once, and when I did the first time, I mentioned the phone, and I put $25 on his books because it was said Candace wasn't putting money on his books. And it's because they don't want him to call. Like, if there's no money on his books, he can't really call anyone, right, or communicate. But anyways, I gave him $25, and within 12 hours, he was giving Tim Mullen his first phone call. And while Tim can put all over, oh, Don didn't care about the phone, blah, 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 blah. The first thing Don did was call you to question you about what was going on with the phone. So don't say he didn't care about the phone, Tim Mullen, because he clearly cared about the phone, because you even put in your stupid little Facebook thing that, you know, he called you about the phone. But then you say, well, he didn't care about the phone. Just two good friends talking. Bullshit. He called you about the phone. So clearly he cared and gave a shit about what he heard about that phone, right? So I've sent other screen messages. I let her see that, you know, she was bailing Ernie out of jail and shit like that. So, but I didn't put money on his books. But I'm pretty sure he's reading these emails, and either way, that's not going to make him very happy, right? To see and to hear. So hopefully it's pissing him off. And let's not forget, they're always concerned about, and Candace has been very concerned about Don flipping on her. Remember, I had that phone call and she was like, I don't have to call the police on you. Cher already did that. And then the call before Don went to jail, like, he knew he was in trouble. And he said to us, he was like, we really need your dad right now, Sherry, because they really want us to turn on each other, and they're trying to separate us so that we'll turn on each other. Like, but like Mr. Cher always says, why are they worried about that? Like, they shouldn't even be worried about that if there's nothing for them to flip on each other about. But they agree and say, yeah, that, you know, they can't have that. So
no longer cooperating. The lead investigator for the case explained how that, as well as how her father's current stint in jail on unrelated charges, hasn't moved this case forward.
The family has attorneys involved, and that is not a direct line of communication.
That tone is quite the change from what it was last year when Summer was first reported missing.
It was pretty good. We would show up about every day, make sure that they were okay, and had a decent line of communication with them.
About a month later, in July, Child Protective Services removed her 3 older brothers from their home and appointed attorneys to the case.
They have been appointed for other instances, but it bleeds over into this investigation as well.
Summer Wells' father, Don, was arrested late last year for driving under the influence and violating probation.
Going off of that, obviously we know that Don Wells is incarcerated here. Does that play a role at all in this investigation?
No, ma'am.
On February 7th, a judge ordered him to serve the remainder of his 11 months and 29-day sentence in the Hawkins County Jail.
With Mr. Wells, he knows when he first came into the institution, he knows at any time he wants to talk to let their staff know, and I will get to him as quick as I can.
But Pruitt hopes the Wells family knows, despite the other legal troubles, they can reach out anytime.
Communication between me and the family have changed, but I hope that they still understand that they can come talk to me at any time they want to.
You can find all of today's coverage from our interview with Detective Pruitt, as well as more.
Tim is off. Yeah, he hasn't posted in about 3 weeks. Right? I'm waiting for Don to start talking. Me too. I think it'll be Don that leads to Summer. He's gonna freaking flip out. He's gonna be pissed when he hears Candace is just living life. You know, something is going to happen, I feel like. Oh, they lied about not being lawyered up. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they must have lied about not being lawyered up, because I'm not sure why would the law enforcement lie about it, and now multiple law enforcement says that. So good God, Candace, enough already, Candace. Yeah, let's go on to the other ones, and then I'm gonna pull up the last conversation with Don and Candace before Don went to jail 1 week after this phone call. WJHL. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I am sharing. Okay. Okay.
When you download footage from ArtGrid, it is yours to use forever and ever and ever.
The search for missing Summer Wells continues tonight. That's the Hawkins County girl who's now been missing for nearly 10 months.
Tonight, for the first time, we're hearing from District Attorney General Dan Armstrong about his role in the investigation into what happened to the missing 6-year-old Summer Wells.
On the night of June 15th, District Attorney General Armstrong called in the TBI to help with the search efforts for Summer Wells. Now, almost 10 months later and no real developments, this case is unlike anything he's ever worked before.
The sheriff will contact other law enforcement agencies, and but under the way the TBI is set up, I have to make the formal request for the TBI. So the sheriff, when in this particular case, he had called and asked for help from all the agencies, and then called me, and I asked the TBI to get involved.
The long-spanning search for Summer Wells can feel like a blur, but the night of June 15th is clear as day, just as the call to issue an Amber Alert on the 16th.
An Amber Alert is where a child is missing from either the person that's supposed to have legal custody of them or their parents. And so we put out the Amber Alert to alert everybody, including citizens. If you have a cell phone, your phone will go off on Amber Alerts. So you can be on the lookout and help us spot this child if the child happens to show up in your area.
No one has been charged in relation to Summer's disappearance, but that doesn't mean the district attorney isn't involved.
My role basically is just to be an advisor as to any legal issues that may come up during the search, who to talk to, how to go about doing that. I am kept briefed periodically, not every day, but periodically. And
it'll be interesting now too, after all these folks, just all of these in the last 3 days on the news. And you know Don's got a TV in there, so he's probably watching this. He's probably even more rattled.
Just available to provide any legal assistance that I can.
As law enforcement is flooded with tips and the seasons change, small-scale searches have taken place in the Beach Creek area.
We follow leads as they come in. So at this point, you're basically down to just following whatever leads come in and following up, maybe trying to backtrack and do some things you did before to see if anything comes of it.
The most recent ground search back in February didn't bring anything, and right now there isn't another one planned. Coming up tonight at 6, you'll hear more from District Attorney General Armstrong about his role in the investigation and how it impacts the possibility.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. Normally, we hear from a district attorney general about prosecutions, but what happens when there's nothing to prosecute?
Tonight, we continue our investigation into finding out what happened to Summer Wells. Ansley Daniels spoke with District Attorney General Dan Armstrong in his first interview about the case and what his role is almost 10 months in when no one has been charged.
On the night of June 15th, District Attorney General Dan Armstrong called in the TBI to help with the search for Summer Wells in the Beach Creek community. Now, as the 10-month mark is approaching, his role is looking ahead to the possibility of charges.
It's a case that has implications of the legal system and the law, but you couldn't classify it right now as there's no criminal charges been filed.
Summer's older brothers were put into CPS custody last July, but no charges have been filed over their removal. However, their father, Don Wells, is serving time in the Hawkins County Jail over DUI and violation of probation charges.
This is a very complicated issue.
Okay, so I wonder if they can use just notice they're saying no charges have been filed. It doesn't mean that there's not charges that they have clearly that are like sitting on the table, right? And like he says, his job, he basically says when people are like, well, what about this charge? What about this charge? And he's probably like, well, if we do this, if they get on little charges, they're not, there's only so much time they can get or whatever. It sounds to me like they're trying to wait till they have the big charges to, and will they use that to, threaten or try and get a plea deal? Like you have all of these multiple charges you can get from just even the boys' abuse and neglect alone, could probably, yeah. So this is interesting.
that has been made more complicated by the players in this drama.
No one has been arrested or charged in relation to the little girl's disappearance, but that doesn't mean it couldn't happen at some point.
We make ourselves available to both Sheriff's Office and the TBI to advise them as to the consequences of the next step that they're proposing to take and how we can do it to where if there is eventually a prosecution, it'll be what they gather will be something that would be that we could introduce in a court. Make sure we cover all those bases. And
if an arrest ever does take place, that's when Armstrong will look at what charges can be filed.
if it ever got to the point where we were ready to consider charges, then of course they would talk to me about what charges and who to charge. And a case like this would generally go to a grand jury if it ever got to that point.
Armstrong declined to comment about Don Wells' current legal troubles. Even though he stays in touch with law enforcement about where they're at in this investigation, he's almost at a standstill in his particular role.
Want to know how to create awesome videos? Check out motionarray.com. You can do it too. Titles.
We want them to do it right when they bring them in. We want it to stick. Yeah, exactly right. Cher, did you hear about the letter Candace received saying she lost the boys? Yep, I've been hearing that a lot today. Yep. And that's probably for the best. That swing goes really, really high and far out as possible. Summer fell off and hurt herself. I thought that too at one point, Lex. Oh, awesome, D. Glad. Yeah, chapters of crime. I definitely been hearing that today. So that, Here, give me a second.
Stuff that come out of her mouth. Stop.
Just say stuff like that to me.
Stop. Please stop. No, the things that she said were so horrific and so evil. I listened to a little bit of it, and it was so bad. I just can't.
Do you know what you guys did to me the other night?
It wasn't.
You and the Reverend Frina, or whatever her name is.
Psychotic Reverend.
You guys had me on my knees crying because I love my daughter more than life itself.
That's quite bad. But her dad understands that.
I know that.
Her dad.
Yeah. My dad does not have nothing to do with it.
No, he does.
Well, he does. But I've been crying because that woman made me cry so bad. I love my daughter and my kids more than life itself. And for them to say that crap about me, sure, is wrong.
Yeah. Why, I was super question, why can't Ellie place charges against Candace for child neglect or abuse, or is she on Plenty of Fish manhunting, by the way? Yeah, I heard she's on there. I think they're just waiting for more. I think that there is possible charges she can get for that, but I think they've been holding out for more. I think, I hope, I don't know. I did not do that yet, no. Yeah, I don't even know what to say because
I do. Your dad knows. Your dad knows.
Yeah, he told me I need to calm it down.
No, your dad.
Ellie is involved.
No, I love your dad.
Thank you.
If everything you told me, what you said about your dad is 100% true, Cher, then your dad needs to step up now.
Excuse me, Donald.
Why would I go up?
My
dad went for alcohol.
Fine.
What the hell is Chris McDonough? He's saying that Candace is texting him on the low. I'm like, Candace is not texting that man. Yeah, I know that's a lie. I even told people.
Okay, you know what's funny about that though is Don told me, so I brought that actually up to Don because Don told me he thought Candace was texting Chris McDonough on the side. And I got to thinking like he probably wanted me to go out and tell everyone that, but then I was like, nah, I don't believe she's texting Chris McDonough. So I brought it back up to him and he was like, oh no. So I was like, okay, so that was something they wanted me to just go with on the channel and say, oh shoot, hold on, now I gotta find it again. I gotta go all the way back to February 1st and 2nd. Hold up, wait a minute. February 2nd. Oh, we're almost there. We're at the 9th. Okay, hold up. Haha. Haha. Here we go. Okay, so.
Why supremacy group told me they demanded that I cook meth for them, okay, because I was going to be released out of Utah State Prison.
Yeah.
They demanded, and they threatened my life, that I had to cook meth for them. They give me a brand new home in the upper east side of fucking Ogden, Utah. Brand new home, all these vehicles, and everything else like that. Threatened my life, and said all they wanted was 50%. All right. And I told them,
Thank you. Oh my gosh, very sweet. Thank you. All that glitters. The boy know what happened, both channels said. Oh, the boys know what happened. Yeah, plenty of fish. Sorry, that's funny. I mean, you can't make this shit up, you guys. I don't even understand. What other case do we have, like, every suspect that is now with a monetized YouTube channel, literally with ads and everything, you guys? Like, what the fuck?
you will have to kill me. Believe me, I understand. I told him, just fucking kill me.
Do you think that they would take Summer?
Yeah.
Also, by the way, what does she put in her profile description? My name is Candace Bly. You know, you might have heard of me. My daughter got gone in June 15th. She's still missing. My boys are in the system. I just lost them for good. My husband, well, he's in jail. And, you know, I'm a suspect to the disappearance of my daughter. Do you want to go on a date with me? I can drywall real good. I want to read her description. Someone please find me that. I mean, we got to laugh at some point. We got to laugh. And that description would be hilarious.
What?
Would they take Summer?
No, this happened a long time ago.
Oh, like many years ago. Okay, sorry.
This is a long time ago.
Okay.
I wasn't going to do that because I knew it was a dead end road. I mean, this is a long time ago. Some prison pictures you see online and all that, that's what that was then.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, you've been in my comments mad saying that. And no, actually, that is absolutely... I'm actually going to block you just because you want to go around like all day and say that exact same comment. I'm blocking you because that is not what law enforcement said. That's not what law enforcement said at all. In fact, law enforcement does suspect foul play. There is no way that, no, you can't be that dumb. So I just went ahead and blocked you so you can go and take several seats now and think about the stupidity that you've been going around trolling with all day. I literally got about 3 comments on different videos from you with the exact same fucking thing. So I don't know what case you're following or what you're freaking reading, but that ain't gonna fly around here because that is not what law enforcement said. It's actually complete opposite, you dumb bitch.
A long time ago. Way before I ever met Candace.
Yeah. Hey, Fraudulent.
Tell him just to fucking kill me.
Sounds like a cat.
That's when I got involved with the Pacific Islanders, and I became part of the Pacific Islanders, a white boy.
Oh, shit.
I'm actually,
Thanks.
what?
That's taking off my conversation.
Here, you can have her back.
That's it.
Yes, Candace never calls. Are you guys both safe? Because there is a part of me that thinks maybe other people are kind of, maybe trying to scare you guys to stay quiet. I just want to, and you don't have to answer anything, just say either no, Cher, we're okay, or...
No, they've been trying to split us up, actually.
That's fucked up. Oh, because they think that if they do that, then one of you will turn on each other.
Right. So see, we kind of need your dad's input.
Yeah.
Your dad, we kind of need your dad right now.
Yeah.
I know. He knows this.
We need you too, but only if you're on the good side.
We love you, Cher. We do.
What can I do, Candace, to be on your good side? I will try anything.
Man, first off,
just be our friend.
Be our friend.
Please.
And this is a little bit down.
Yeah. Plenty of fish, you never know what you're going to catch. Yeah, right? I met my son's father on Plenty of Fish. Need Cher's dad for what, Don? Right? Because yeah, exactly. Now, again, you guys know exactly, like, my dad's charges. So it's weird that he would demand that, which is bullshit. And both so wasted, yes. Is she? I need to see. Someone's got to find the darn description. Like, find her profile and share that shit. Mandy T, thank you for the super sticker. You guys are very sweet. Thank you. And yes, the girls are doing good. They are in a safe spot with someone who is going to make sure that they're safe while they're going and finishing school until mid-June. So very blessed with that. And yeah, Plenty of Fish. The odds are good, but the goods are odd. He's got murder charges. We can get into that another day when I call him. You met your hubby on Plenty of Fish? Mm-hmm. Yes, kids are good. Kids are good. Who the do you do the two in Cher's name? I have mashed everything on my dang keyboard. Now I'm just mad. Oh, what do you mean the two? It's just the number. What? I'm so confused. I've been MIA from influenza for 2 weeks with nothing. I'm all starting to come back, so I missed it. Well, I'm glad you're starting to feel better. So, you guys, let's open up panel here. And I want to go over now. One of the things that the DA said there, Mr. Armstrong, is he said, or was it Pruitt? No, it was Armstrong, the DA, that there's a lot of players in this drama that has made things more difficult for the charges. Who do we think that the players are? Who do you think that these players of the drama is that he is referring to? So I need a piece of paper because I want to write it. There's just so many. I want to write it down. Because I don't know where my whiteboard is. Okay. Let me find the link here and drop it. Because that's what we got to be doing, is we got to focus back in on who these key players are. Oh, the S. Oh, yes, the S. So it's on my phone, and when you hold down the S in the keyboard, it does that funky S thing, yes. Tim for sure. Allie, Tim, Dotson and Robin. Okay, hold on. Share link copied. Okay. We're going to paste that. Okay. Paste that down and see if I can pin that. All right, I am pinning the link to come up here on panel. Let's kind of put together who we think. The Flute Man, right? Okay, so we think David Dotson. I mean, that's definitely interesting because he went to that church, got to know Summer and got gone, right? According to Donald. Two groups of players, though, those in the know, those trying to find out. Yeah. I had the flu a month ago. Oh, well, I'm glad you're feeling better also. Jody Sue's ex. So, okay. So we got Andy. What about Jody Sue? I mean, she's talked about smothering children and not liking children on her property. And like, she said all kinds of crazy shit. Ernie Shell, Tim Mullen, BK, and Jody Sue. Guys, we can't put, like, Benny Keys did not know where Summer is. Like, I don't, like, he would be some kind of dumb to get involved in that, right? I don't think he's one of the, I think he's one that definitely probably helped fuck it up, but I don't think he honestly knows where she is. Okay. I'm choosing to believe that. I can't. Chase. Oh, that's a good 423 Chase. I'm going to write that down because that is interesting. I want to let's actually focus on who the key players is, which to me is going to be the core people. Aluminum Brains, hello. Yeah, let's be really serious. Come up here on panel, guys. So I do think 423 Chase, Brad, is a good one. But I don't think 423 Chase. Okay, I am going to write down Jody Sue and Andy, her baby daddy. Or whatever he is. David Dotson. David Dotson. Robin? Does Robin go on there? She's lip locked as the sheriff on all of them, yeah. Tim Mullen for sure. That should be top of the list, right? Like for sure, Tim Mullen. And I also can't get those wolves out of my mind. I said this weeks ago when Tim Mullen made that video. I just don't like that, you know, they're so certain. So I did always think maybe there was a cremation involved. But when I saw Tim Mullen being weird and doing those walk arounds and the way he was walking around the wolves and filming the wolves and saying he's still snacking, like it made me feel very uneasy. And then I Googled about wolves and yes, they can definitely digest small bones. And I just don't like that. Robin Lane, Frank Light, Andrew Hilt, Tim Mullins. Okay, Dobbs moved away. I'm definitely putting Tim Mullen. And Robin seems silly to put her on the list, but she is weird. Okay, I'm going to put Robin to the side because I think that it's possible Robin has been used and possibly scared for her own family. So I'm going to put her just off to the side. And because of how Tim has talked about her, makes me feel like more like it's possible he kind of forced her to be like the face of, you know, to make the Wells look good or whatever. Dudley. Okay. We can put Dudley on there. That seems serious enough. Fred Hill. Okay. The Cultist Church. So not the whole church, but, you know, David Dotson. Robin, I think, is more at fault of, I actually think she would rather not be in the position she was put in. That's how I feel now. I know I went hard for her for a while, but I started, after Tim started being weird and making his videos, I started looking at our text messages, mine and Robin's back, and she did tell me that she was in fear for her daughter's safety, and her daughter was having anxiety, thinking she was going to get abducted too. And I just think that Robin is more probably weird as shit, but also could be possibly put in the mix and scared and being threatened or something. So that's where I stand with Robin. So I'll put her to the side. But Sheffrey, oh, the Don Sheffrey, yep. Yep. This whole thing is crazy. I mean, we've had everything. I mean, some people probably even brought up Bigfoot, I think it was. And yeah, I mean, there's pretty much, you know, it's been all said. So you're not crazy because she's still gone. And it seems as though she just vanished, right? That's what we're supposed to just believe. Sheriff Deputy Dog Lawson. No. Harsh Reality wants to pay for a PI to look into Tim Mullen. I actually had that thought as well. But that would... Where did you see the cuddly interview? The cuddly interview. Oh, is that when she said her pastor was big touchy-feely pastor? That was actually in a voice memo that she sent me. Tim Mullen is sketchy as fuck. Yes, he is. Hey, Sunshine. Hey, Miranda, that Billy drunk guy who was on their property. Rose Mers. Oh, she's the one who started that GoFundMe and then took it down because there was a big fight about it. Allie is definitely sus. What do you guys feel about Jose now? All the RSOs in the area? Yeah. Now, it's interesting that the Detective Pruitt, or the lead investigator Pruitt, said that they didn't really feel like she was trafficked out of the area. Now, we got all these RSOs, or that she's going to be somewhere nearby. So it is interesting that they don't really think she was trafficked out of the area, even though the trafficking is pretty huge in the around Tennessee, it seems. Remember, Donna said twins, Andy Jr., Don Wells, Don Schaefer, Candace, Grandis. Tim Mullen works for and is being supported by the church. Mark almost made you spit your soda out. You believe Jose? Yeah, I think that Jose was basically... I definitely think there was drug runs going on. But, you know, it is what it is with that. But Jose, in my opinion, was the only person to really bring Summer alive and, like, talk about her and like, he shared such cute stories and details you would think you would hear from mom or dad or grandma, and you don't. You heard it all from Jose. So I didn't get the vibe that he'd done something to hurt Summer. He actually sounds like, what did he say? He told Candace to tell the truth or whatever. It is hard to make a list because everyone is sketchy. So I wrote down 423 Chase, even though I think he's just guilty of being a scam artist, to be honest. Jody Sue, Andy, David Dodson, Tim Mullen, Dudley, Don Schaefer Jr., Allie. I don't know if I want to put Hunter on there. Tim Mullen is definitely on that list. I mean, I don't know how he can't be. Are you sure you guys don't want to come up here? Come on up here. Don't be scared. Candace's mother? Yeah. Oh, Grandis. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, that's definitely going on there. Let's actually pull up her... let's pull up her thing again. What you doing, baby? What are you doing, babe? You're folding laundry? Yep. I have the best husband ever. Oh, I bet if I... Yeah, that's probably better.
Just for you. Give your videos some extra special edit with 17 motion graphics bundles.
family lives across the street from a neighboring property. On mirroring mountains, together they can be described as sentinels, which sit high over Ben Hill Road. The night Summer went missing, the neighbor swears that she and her 2 children heard a scream shortly before they joined the search for a now missing Summer Wells.
It's there, but you want to forget.
On the watch and hypervigilant. That's how Jody Sue Brown was the very day Summer Wells went missing.
There was no TV, no noise at all.
Jody Sue was in her cabin with her teenage kids, 19 and 14, waiting for anything.
We were kind of hyper alert because of property things that had happened the day before. So we were listening for noise. Everything was kind of quiet.
The sale brought a plethora of people to their door. Confused.
Do you believe Jody Sue? See, I don't. I don't know why. Mark is a keeper, absolutely. Yes. The Moab girls PI told me Dawn's son was in Tennessee that day and received a speeding ticket headed back into Utah. Oh, really? I don't know about that. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. That's interesting. Huh. I have heard rumors that he was there that day, but I don't think that is true. I'm for sure TBI and law enforcement by now would have definitely got that out of the way. Like, for sure. Oh, Gary. Okay. All right, I got Gary on the list. Thank you. Because my invisible friend, she's just so magical. She's invisible.
Confused about which piece of land was for sale, leading to a dispute of property lines.
While we were out at one point doing survey lines, and there was a flash of a car that went up Candace and Donnie's driveway. Something about it struck me wrong.
She and her family next heard a truck door slamming and dismissed it as their neighbors. The next sound was harder to justify. About an hour and a half before Summer is thought to go missing, Jody Sue, her son, and her daughter heard something far more suspicious. A scream.
Stopped all 3 of us cold.
Her daughter was the first to go to the cabin door. Then all 3 were there, listening still.
We heard just this kind of shrill, almost animal.
Yes, she did return, Fraudulent. She did return with her truck a little bit different. There is now a red part on the back end of her truck. Like the bed door thing that comes down is now red instead of the beige color. Her entire truck was like a beige colored, tan colored, I believe. But then when she came back after she had left to whatever she was doing, when she came back, the back end of that truck there is now red instead of beige. The tailgate. Thank you. I knew there was another name instead of the bed door. Yeah, it's kind of suspicious, but I don't also know, like, why would I don't know why. Why would that be different? I don't know.
Animalistic scream.
Animalistic, but not an animal.
Knew it was, wrong. It wasn't a dog. It wasn't an animal.
That vigilance kicking into overdrive. Jody Sue and her son went out to look for the source of the scream.
My son and I decided to go out, look and see what we could see. We went back onto the bank. Didn't see anything, didn't hear anything.
They went on with their evening. The kids returned to being kids. Jody Sue headed down her driveway around 6 to tend to flowers.
And at this point, I start hearing Candace hollering for Summer.
Everybody was tending to flowers that day, like, for real. Hey, sweet Connie Joe. I heard someone rear-end her in a parking lot. Okay, that would make sense because, yeah, I don't think the tailgate being red, definitely that was, yeah, somebody rear-ended her then. Oh, okay, aluminum. Have a good day at work.
And then my brain immediately went, scream earlier, this, uh-oh.
Jody Sue was the first to hear those calls and the first to join the search for Summer.
I dropped my purse. I tried to yell up at Candace. I was like, I'm looking, and I started looking.
Jody Sue searched one side of a creek, Summer's brother's the opposite side.
And you gave statements to the police, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Jody Sue had been interviewed many times by investigators, bringing up the scream often. But the sheriff doesn't believe the scream is related to the disappearance of Summer Wells.
She's been interviewed numerous times by not only my agency, but the TBI and FBI, and we don't find anything with that complaint or information related to this case.
What? Jody Sue wishes she could go back to just a short time before Summer disappeared and before the scream she believes was Summer.
Wish every day that when I heard that scream, I hadn't tried to dismiss it.
Referencing the work of the FBI, TBI, and his own deputies, Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson reiterated in an interview the same week as Jody Sue's that investigators have found absolutely no proof that an abduction has taken place in the Beach Creek community. Ansley Daniel, News Channel 11.
So it doesn't sound like they believe Jody Sue heard a scream, or I don't know. Like, I don't understand that, because if there really was a scream, why aren't they concerned about that scream? I don't know. But then again, Jody Sue's lying, because when she was live talking about it one time, I swear to God, she said that she heard this, this scream. It's so bad. But she then said her and her kids got back to talking or whatever they were doing, and she made it sound like some time had gone by before she went outside to see what that scream was. So that never sat right with me. And we have Sheriff Ronnie Lawson actually saying that the screams are unfounded. Like, what the freak does that even mean? I don't even understand. What does that mean?
Hey guys, go check out Artlist's new plan now. It's monthly, it's affordable, and it's...
Jeremy, thank you. Well, this morning, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says that misinformation is on the rise surrounding the case of missing Summer Wells.
TBI says they've conducted several search warrants and have collected any potential digital evidence, including with social media accounts.
Adding that they continue working alongside the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI to find out what happened to the missing Hawkins County child.
This morning, the fate of Summer Wells still unknown.
Now, WJHL has led coverage as we've taken you across the community in the search for the missing 5-year-old. Ansley Daniel has a look at the timeline of events since Summer disappeared on June 15th.
Summer Wells is missing. She's 5 years old. She's 4 foot tall, blonde hair. Last seen wearing a pink shirt and gray pants.
That late night announcement launched a massive ground search at first light the next day.
With this steep and dangerous terrain, we're also experiencing, as you see behind us, very dense canopy coverage, including very dense ground cover.
Daily media briefings continued for 10 straight days. They ended on June 24th.
While every case is different, this one is definitely outside of...
JT, you're so bad. You can tell Jody Sue's lying because she opened her mouth.
The norm.
2 days following the last of those press conferences, the TBI announced they were searching for a late model red Tacoma truck seen in the area around the time Summer went missing. Another 2 days after that, we heard from Summer's mother for the first time. Candace Bly's only daughter had been missing almost 2 weeks.
Me and my mother and her were planting flowers. And we went in after we got done washing our hands, and she got a piece of candy from Grandma, and she wanted to go back over and see her brothers, and I said okay.
The day we heard from the mother was the same day the reward fund was finalized. Authorities also closed the active search. In September, Summer was featured on In Pursuit with John Walsh, and the reward fund surpassed $40,000. On October 4th, Summer's father, Don, wanted to speak with News Channel 11. 111 days had passed since his daughter disappeared.
I just don't feel that that's right, that they're just going to give up on her in a couple more months.
That same day, the Churchill Rescue Squad's reward fund was extended into the following year. Almost a week later, on October 10th, the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office said they were still taking tips and looking for that red truck.
Hi, this is Don and Candace Wells, and this is our YouTube channel.
Almost 4 months after their daughter was reported missing, Don and Candace Wells started a family YouTube channel and a website, findsummerwells.com.
We hope and pray to God we can find our daughter. We can't thank you enough. There's nothing we can do to thank you all enough, but just to thank you and praise our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Social media stardom turned to a social embarrassment 2 weeks later. Don Wells was pulled over on a suspicion of DUI and arrested while live on YouTube. Wells was later charged with a probation violation and released on his own recognizance. In Rogersville, Ansley Daniel, News Channel 11.
Yeah, you're probably
Ansley.
one of few that think Jody Sue's not a liar, but that's okay. I mean, I don't think she lies about everything, but she definitely is just attention seeking. I mean, like, to be honest, she's attention seeking.
That morning, she came out and took me to into the ER because my leg was messing up on me, and we were afraid something was wrong with my knee. I have a knee replacement, and she was worried that there was something wrong with it, and she took me into the hospital, and I ended up getting a shot for it to get rid of the pain, and they prescribed me medication to take to get the swelling down out of my knee and around my knee because it was inflamed. And then we waited around for my prescription. Summer went swimming that day at the horse stables, I believe it was. And then we come back and I went in my camper and we brought my groceries in for me, and the boys helped with that, and of course Summer. And I laid down and went to sleep, and I got up and I was sitting in my doorway.
See, but she told Emma from True Crimes Obsessed. She told Emma Summer never got out of the truck, right? Didn't she say that? Summer never got out of the truck. And then she says, and the boys helped with the groceries and Summer.
And we come out, and Candace asked me what I was doing. I said, well, we got to transplant these little cactuses into bigger pots. And we did that, and then Summer come in and had a piece of peppermint, which is her favorite, and then she went in. She said, Mama, I want to go play with the boys. Candy walked her back to the house, and she asked the boys to keep an eye on her, and that's the last time I seen her.
Tell me, when you first realized that Summer was missing, what was going through your mind, and what was it like here?
To be blunt, it was hell. I mean, and I apologize, I'm blunt. As everybody knows, I have a missing daughter. She's been gone for 12 years. And all I could say is, oh God, not again. And I couldn't do nothing but cry. And we yelled for her, and we yelled for her, and yelled for her. And we could not find her. Candy was in hysterics. And we never did find her. She called 911, and she called Donnie, and we sent the boys down over the hill, and I stood in front of over by the edge there and watched them. And was praying to God every minute that nobody would take them.
Okay,
and
sure.
There was no sign of her.
Now remember, Donnie says the boys were all the way down, like down. So clearly they weren't concerned about anyone taking the other kids. So, no.
Summer, or do you believe that she wandered off? What do you believe happened?
I believe somebody took
Hi,
her.
Amber.
I know people say
they play Monopoly,
it doesn't
yeah.
happen, but it does happen. It happens in small towns. It happens in big towns. It happens in the country. And I believe somebody took her.
I don't think she's still on Ben Hill because Candace isn't even on Ben Hill, is she? I don't think anymore.
What's up?
Hi, Jira. We brought you here today to let you know.
Search thoroughly. They say it's extremely steep and dangerous. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniels spoke with Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Loss and the lead investigator in the case.
Yeah, Ansley, the sheriff told you today that Summer's family now currently is not cooperating with law enforcement?
That's exactly right, Josh and Sarah. He also told me that the family has attorneys. Now, he did tell me that he didn't want to speak any further on the matter, but I did have the chance to speak with Summerwell's mother and grandmother at the home where she disappeared earlier today. And her grandmother told me that she wanted to address the sheriff's comments about them not cooperating, as well as whether or not they have an attorney. And this was the first time that we have spoken with her on camera since her granddaughter went missing.
Mr. Lawson stated that Candace and the whole family is lawyered up. I can't speak for Donnie, and I know Candace hasn't because she's told me she hasn't, and I have not. If law enforcement wants to talk to me, TBI wants to talk to me, they have my phone number. They know when I leave the state. They know when I'm here.
Summerwell's grandmother, Candace Hare, says she hasn't spoken with law enforcement since December 13th.
They have not contacted me since the YouTubers were down here in the driveway. And we asked them about trespassing.
Yeah. They said, how often have you been in contact with law enforcement? And she's like, they haven't contacted me. So everyone just seems to think that they got to sit around and wait around for law enforcement to get a hold of them, which is bullshit. Because if my kid is missing, I'm contacting law enforcement multiple times a day, I feel like, morning, noon, and night. Like, what do you know now? What do you know now? How about now? Okay, now? Like, there's none of that. But they actually called to figure out if they can get YouTubers in trouble for trespassing. That's when they call the police or the TBI or whatever they're saying they called. That is crazy. I would say, like, you just aren't acting right, Candace. Like, that is not... A mother is going to be... I'd be parked at the police station. Like, I'm sorry. You wouldn't be... I'd be the most annoying person that they've ever met in their life. Because I would want to know. Like, all the time. Like, I would want to know. Like, I've been checking in with my daughters every hour. Every hour. Since finding out their troubles. Every hour. You okay? You good? Like 4 hours does not go by. Between every 1 hour and every 4 hours, I'm texting my daughters. First thing I do when I wake up in the morning, I text them. And then I continue to bother them, even though I know what they're doing and where they're at. I still just, no, she's not acting right. Hey, Sheila. Okay, you can try that again, Sheila. I couldn't hear anything. And yes, the link is pinned if you guys want to share keyword a mother. Candace is far from a mother. Yeah, she has no motherly instincts. I would annoy the fuck out of someone. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely, I don't understand. You wouldn't be waiting there. Now, even as a grandma, right? Wouldn't you be the same? Even just being a grandma? Like... Yeah, I'm for sure. I would be like that, even just being grandma. Why isn't grandma, if mom's too heartbroken and sad and depressed and maybe can't, okay, but how come grandma's not doing that? Because I sure as hell would. My grandkid goes missing, I'm going to be just as annoying as if it's my kid gone missing. That is ridiculous. Oh. What is this? Oh, what is that? Oh yeah, I've heard that one. Is that what you sent me? B, C, D. Okay, let me see if I can... Alright, let's let's finish this.
Summer's grandma was with her granddaughter all day on June 15th, the day she disappeared. She walked me through what they did that day and said she and Summer were repotting cactus plants outside of her camper, and then
Summer came in and had a piece of peppermint, which is her favorite, and then she went in. She said, "Mama, I want to go play with the boys." Candy walked her back to the house, and she asked the boys to keep an eye on her, and that's the last time I seen her.
As the 9-month mark of when her granddaughter was reported missing approaches, she says the social media and online rumors have to stop.
If they want to help, that's great. But if they want to spread lies, that's a different story.
Excuse me, lady. Grandis. Miss Grandis. You want to spread lies. You have your daughter out here making prank calls that Donnie just got picked up by the freaking mafia or whatever the frick she tried to do. And you're concerned about the YouTubers that are spreading lies. You got your own ass daughter out here spreading lies, and you're helping cover for them because your story has changed. You crazy old bat. Mountain Girl.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Oh, echo.
I'm good. So what are your thoughts?
I am thinking it's definitely leading back to... there's no way Tim Mullen doesn't know, but I think this definitely leads back to Candace and Dawn and Candace, and definitely like Tim Mullen. It has to be. Tim Mullen has to know. You can't spend any time talking, let alone actually be around these people and not know that they're guilty.
So here's something that I pointed out. I don't know if you watched Chris over the interview room.
Yes, I do.
So when you go back and listen to the news conference thing from the investigator,
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So something really interesting to point out is he states that there's no sign of abduction. And then he stated there is no sign that the child was taken out of the area to be trafficked.
Yep.
So my thought, and maybe I'm, just crazy, but, in my opinion, why would that be thrown in there, the part of out of the area?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Did that stand out to anybody else?
Yeah, they said not trafficked out of the area and that she'll be close by. I think they probably think she's on that property, or maybe they think, they didn't say not trafficked in that area then, right? Is that what you're thinking?
Right. They said that, he said plainly that no evidence or proof or no belief or whatever that she was taking out of the area to be trafficked.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know.
Something else that I thought was also kind of odd is, we have seen all of these creatures, I should say, on panel. You have the juvenile male's mother and father. They have a channel or, on panel or whatever. Then you have where Dawn, he's been very active on YouTube, and then the mother. But the only person that we have not seen out of all of these people is the grandmother. Like, she's not been on a zillion panels or any that I know of. And if you look back and listen to, I believe it was when Don was on your panel at one time, when he had told all of us that the grandmother was the smartest one of all of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what's interesting is Grandma is actually guilty of wanting to use us YouTubers when it benefits her for whatever reason, because she sure as shit got on a phone call with me 2 different times when Emma was going to release the text messages that she done. That was one of the first times I've been on the phone with Candace, and she wasn't so sweet Grandma. It was well, she actually said, I didn't do no fucking interviews. You go and tell everyone that this girl is lying. Fuck that. And like, she was like pissed and she was going off. And I asked Candace, I said, after Grandis hung up, I said to Dawn and Candace, I said, okay, do you trust and believe your mom? And Candace says, fuck yeah, I believe and trust my mom. And
I believe you. I remember you on your on panel when I remember hearing you say that, like word for word.
Yep, and I did, and I went and told everyone that's lies. What Emma's got is lies. That's not really Grandis, but I knew it was because I made them tell me. All right, explain to me your mom's profile. Let me make sure, before I go on. And everything she was telling me, I'm like, shit. And I kept saying, and I even said, like, Candace, this is your mom. Like, you just told me what profile to pull up, and that's your mom. And sure shit, like, that's your mom texting her. So what the fuck? But she still, 2 phone calls, and she wanted me to make sure that I would discredit that and make sure that it looked like lies. And you heard what Benny says. Like him or hate him, I believe she did call him when they found out that they were going to do some searching and stuff in Wisconsin for Rose.
I didn't hear that.
She called Benny freaking out, almost the same thing. Like, you got to make that not happen and blah, blah, blah. And you got to do this. So she likes to use us YouTubers when it's beneficial to cover her ass.
See, it's just not, I mean, it's hard to not, for so many of us to have an opinion, because, many of us, we have not, spoken directly to these characters. But it's hard to not pass some sort of judgment just based off of, how they're behaving, because when you compare, how they're behaving versus, let's say, Elizabeth Smart's family, when she was missing, you've seen her father being proactive. You've seen him at the police department daily. And when you look at this current time that we're at currently, you have to question, like, what the hell is more important than I would be out finding fucking neighbors that I didn't even know existed. Right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what's this whole thing then you said about I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah, they were going to go do like some ground radar thing. And I don't know if they did do that or what happened necessarily with that. But she called Benny, apparently. Benny said Grandis called him, telling him the same thing. Like, you got to do this, do that, stop these protesters and blah, blah, blah. So, I mean.
Isn't that like a red flag? If that's allegedly, if that's a fact, if that's factual, I mean, that is, alarming, because anybody with common sense, that would be a positive. That would be beneficial. So, like, why would you freak the hell out?
Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, she obviously, they know more. Like, I don't know.
Now let's take. Whoa. So hold on. Pump the brakes. Let's talk about the time frame of that then, because if that was on, you said Wednesday, or let's say this week, okay? So if that took place this week, then
no, that took place. That was a while ago.
Oh darn! Okay.
It wasn't this week.
Because I was thinking, like, wow, with everything else that's kind of came out this week, like, wouldn't that be, rather interesting? But oh my gosh, wow.
No, this was a while back.
And then let me ask you, because you would be like the person to ask, just because you have, spoken to these people and stuff. Do you think that, because here's where my thoughts are. I think that if Dawn was removed from that state and in custody in Utah, detained, I have a feeling that he would possibly be more likely to break or to get something out of him.
Yeah, I think so too, because he didn't want to be extradited to Utah. He talked to me a lot about that. He was worried about that. I don't know, and he would have me Googling things too, just to try to figure out. And I can't even tell you how many times he would be like, "Well, what do you think, Cher?" Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that. Like, he did not want to go to prison in Utah. I know that for sure. He didn't want to go to prison at all, but he certainly was nervous of what do you think, Cher? Do you think I'd get extradited? Oh, I don't know. And like, he was really like, well, all these years, I don't know. Maybe the judge will be like, I don't know. And then he's like, and everyone's weird in Utah, so maybe the judge in Utah would just not like find it a big deal or whatever. Like, he was definitely stressed about it, acting like he wasn't, but he was. Yeah, he's not institutionalized at all. Hi, Dreamcatcher. When he says he's institutionalized, Don does, he's a liar, because my dad actually, I don't consider him institutionalized anymore because he doesn't want to be in prison. But there's a time where my dad would do anything because he wants to be, he wanted to be in prison. He thought he was better off in prison for his safety and other people's safety. So he would do anything, and did do some stupid shit to go back to prison multiple times. And that's what a person who is institutionalized, that's what it is. An institutionalized person isn't afraid to be in prison. He's afraid to be in prison because he knows what he'd be in prison for, and that he's probably not going to have it very easy there. He's a YouTube channel manager, yep.
It's going to be so interesting, like how the dynamics play out, because this case is batshit crazy.
Yeah, it really is. Like, yeah.
And I'm sorry. I mean, I cannot think of a better fitting term for it.
Yeah, no, it is. Well, you can't even, I don't know another case that's ever been like this. And what's really crazy is he's actually studying other cases to know how to act. When that video of him at the prayer vigil holding the teddy bear?
Yes.
Do you know right before that, I actually sent him videos of the McCanns? And you know what the McCanns did?
Oh my gosh. Do not say that they're holding one.
Dead ass serious. Yes, she walked around with either a teddy bear or a doll. And Don and I had this conversation before that happened. I'm telling you, we went over multiple different high profile cases that are known as the media by trial or trial by media cases. Don and I sent him these basically because I wanted to know what his reactions were. His reactions, if he didn't need help or whatever, or know how to act, wouldn't that be like, yeah, what's that for, right? No, but he was taking this all in. And there's times when you guys actually, because like I said, I'm waiting. I want people behind bars, but you guys are gonna see our texting conversations, our Facebook conversations from start to finish one day, and you're gonna see the cases that I've actually sent back and forth with this man, and you're gonna watch how he actually molded himself into several of these cases and took certain things from these certain cases. He was being coached by every single one of us. Yeah, he was being coached by every single one of us. Everybody coached that
literally man. Really batshit crazy, honestly. I think that you're right, though, because whenever somebody had pointed out some of the things that the mother was following on her social media, it was stated that was Dateline and crime, certain things. And also the Megan Boswell case as well, following it very closely. And it just makes you wonder, okay, well, there is a possibility that she followed it because she, was just tuned into it. Or was she following it closely to kind of get tips and see how detectives and stuff, search for things and stuff like that? Because it's just very, I don't know. In my opinion, how do you have time to focus on anything? What else is more important in the world than to, like I said, doing other things?
I don't remember which other missing girl it was, but there's one of the interviews I did with Don. He actually says, I was helping Frank Light. We were looking for that other missing girl, he says. And I'm like, what? And I think someone thought that it was Boswell, but I don't know. I still don't know who he was talking about. But
oh, wasn't there? Well, there was another little girl years ago who went missing from that area, I think, but they found her. It was the little Carly Trenton girl, I think. Was that who he was talking about, maybe?
Maybe that is it. Yeah, maybe. I don't even know. It's just weird. Carly Trent. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I have not heard back from Don, but like I said, I haven't put money on his books. And the last time I put money on his books, he read my email and called Tim, and I only put $25 on his books. So he probably used that up.
Why isn't his wife putting money on his books? Don't put money on his books.
She's bailing Ernie out. No, I only did that because I found it interesting because I had heard Candace was actually going around on people's lives and saying that Don didn't have no money on his books and she didn't have no money to put on his books. So I then emailed him the screenshots and told him about, the whole phone situation, and I put $25 on his books. And sure as shit, he called Tim Mullen, and I thought that shit was hilarious because I told everyone I did that, and I'm like, and even, I don't expect he'll reply to me, but I knew it would be either Candace or Tim Mullen. And I think when he used it and called Tim Mullen and asked about the phone, that says a lot right there. Candace gets money because people send it to her. They PayPal her, they Cash App her, they do all these things, right? Because as she has actually said to people, this is her daughter and other people make money off of Summer, so she should be the one to make money. She said this.
Wow. That's just, I mean, I can see if, like for one, I mean, I don't think that, I don't know. I don't understand it. I mean, I can see if this was a individual who, was using their platform and speaking of the child and showing her photos and showing strong emotion. And I'm not talking, look half passed out or, I don't know. It doesn't set right. I mean, I guess I'm more frugal. Like I personally wouldn't give a damn dime. I just would not do it.
If you guys find me her Plenty of Fish profile, I will screenshot that shit to Dawn.
Is this real? That's why
I believe it. Yeah, I believe it. And if you guys find any of her profiles like that, you email me those screenshots and I will make sure that Donald sees them.
But isn't this, I mean, that again, well, I mean, if it's factual, I guess I would not be surprised seeing everything else that's kind of taken place. But I mean, is that not a red flag? Because how do you have the mindset to do something like that whenever you are in, oh my God, I am dying now to know if that's factual.
Yeah, right.
But for one, I mean, what options would there really be? Because
are you telling me she's catfishing? She's using fake pictures and fake name. Well, what does she do then? She's catfishing people? Like, what is she gonna do when it's time to meet somebody and she's her?
I would just think that would not be something appropriate, at this kind of time, in all honesty. How did that even come about? Because
I don't even know.
I mean, did she slip up and say it on a lot? Is she still doing lives or anything? Or
no, I guess she was sending screenshots to some girl, one of Benny's friends, and I guess she was like showing them the screenshots of the guys that Candace was sending her. I don't know.
You just honestly, and these are just my thoughts and opinion, but you just strongly think at the end of the day, if that much effort went into other things surrounding this case, in regards to her missing daughter, how much further along maybe this could be versus the stupid bullshit stuff that, they've done.
They have evidence that their suspects never left the area. Yeah, right? Like, so, yeah. Freaking A. Do you guys realize in the suspect list, okay, so this is just what I have wrote down. We have Jody Sue, Andy, David Dotson, Tim Mullen, Dudley, Don Schaefer Jr. and Sr., Allie, Grandis, Gary, Andrew, Donald, and Candace. Now, we have Tim Mullen has a YouTube channel. Jody Sue has a YouTube channel. Donald has a YouTube channel. Candace has 2 YouTube channels. Allie doesn't have a YouTube channel yet, but she's been on YouTube. Grandis is on Facebook. Okay, so we've got about half of the suspects have currently gained, in a very small time, a monetized platform. Suspects. Not everyone is a suspect, but
again, that shit crazy. Because
it is.
When we go back to the beginning, the juvenile male, I believe his father, wanted to remove him from the environment and get custody of him because he did not,
Andrew
had stated that he did not want, his child around, all of this, and was fearful for him. And then the mother had indicated that he couldn't go to school, couldn't go to work because of all this. So you tell me what the hell benefits that situation by having mom and dad up on a damn platform on YouTube. Like, this shit is not normal. This is like Jerry Springer went fucking wild, honestly. Like, this is not a typical normal case by any means. And it does. It reminds you of like a Jerry Springer episode.
Yeah, it does. It for sure does. Cher Alley's getting cash apps now too. Okay. You guys, stop. I can't. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people on my list have monetized YouTube platforms now, guys. Like, I just can't even. When else has this ever happened? That's like John Benet Ramsey's parents making a YouTube channel. Did they? Did anybody else's, did the McCanns make a YouTube? Okay, I'm actually going to search this right now.
Well, I assure you, though, if those people did create a channel, I mean, I'm sure, without even seeing it or knowing if it's factual, that it's not going to be anything like the shit show stuff that we've been witnessing. I assure you.
We saw Donald Wells taking a shit. Like, we never had to see that. Why? For what? No, we certainly don't see the McCann parents online, and I'm sorry, but I just think something's up with that. But we certainly don't see them getting drunk online, and just, no, I can't.
People handle, ridiculous. A lot of people handle, their self a little bit more differently. And something that I've always been really puzzled about is, here somebody creates a platform for this family and they're not using it like how they should, I guess. So I was always confused why we seen the mother laid up over on Benny's channel. It's like, well, wait a minute, I'm confused. Like, you have your own platform, so
not only on Benny's channel, but the bitch had a tinfoil hat on. Like, Benny straight up had this woman wearing a tinfoil hat.
What? See, I didn't see that.
He straight up had this girl in a tinfoil hat. Summer Wells's mom was on Benny Key's channel wearing a tinfoil hat.
Wow.
You can't make this shit up. You can't.
Do you ever sit back and question and wonder literally if this is a fucking documentary, a real movie?
I wondered that a long time ago when Don was trying to get me, even though Candace didn't like me. Don wanted me to freaking come and stay there and wanted me to, yes.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Wait till you all see the text one day. Yes. 100%.
He wanted you to come and lay up at the Hilton.
Come and stay at that house with him.
Oh boy. Wow. That's, see, again, that's just not normal stuff. I mean, these It's not normal.
No, we're not being punked. It's legit. That's why when you hear the shit that's being said now about the girls that were up there with Benny and like Dawn getting drunk and being in her face, like, yo, that is a very dangerous situation. Because I'm telling you right
See,
now.
I didn't hear any of that.
Oh, girl, there's
I don't
just
watch any of this
craziness going
shit, so I don't.
Yeah.
What?
You got people trying to bait females to Dawn Wells, thinking that they're going to get leads for the crimes or whatever is happening. Yes, oh, for sure. Because when they found out like that Dawn was like, you know, kind of hinting like, well, you're married. I know you're married, and you know I'm married too. So like, you know, nothing could ever happen with us, dude. Dawn, nothing could ever happen with us, even if I wasn't married. Like. What the freak are you even saying that for?
See, he really, like, I just get the impression and vibe off of him that he thinks he's like Captain Rico Suave or something.
Yes, he think. Oh, for sure. He thought everyone wants Dawn Wells. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Earth is a shit show for another planet. Jackie Dobbs. I don't even know if I honestly don't think Jackie Dobbs is it. I think he's weird. Yeah, and had some bad timing maybe. But I don't think Jackie Dobbs is a suspect. In my opinion.
I don't personally get that impression. You know, I mean, I don't. I think there's more weirder characters to be questioning than some
like
innocent guy.
guy.
Oh my gosh, there's so many freaking people in this case that you can't honestly like even keep track of everybody. Honestly, like when I get like fucking cross-eyed like when I'm seeing people like with these charts and all these characters and stuff. I'm like, this is not normal. And you honestly have to sit back and like really scratch your head and think like, you know what? It literally makes you think you're fucking crazy or senile.
Yes,
and then you're like, wait a minute, no, I'm the normal one here. Like, no, this is not like normal. This is beyond abnormal.
Beyond. We had this man trying to have me set up $1 million freaking confession on pay-per-view for him. This was never right. Like from day one,
What?
This was not right. Yes.
Oh, I am so glad I'm glad that you kind of like broke away from that, honestly, because it's
a lot.
I mean, you got a lot of great, you know, like things out of him to kind of show everybody. Because now looking back at it, you know, I feel that if you wouldn't have had him on your panel, we wouldn't have heard and seen the level of stupidity at times. You know, I mean, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but I mean, when you look at it from, you know, as a sub's point of view, again, when you compare this with other cases and families, it's not normal behavior at all. It's some really jacked up shit.
Yeah, I've never. Okay, where's that? Here, this. Oh. Hold on. How do I? I'm gonna share screen for a second. Okay, there we go. I don't know if this is the right one, but
videos. My favorite thing in the world. I'm coping without
Amy, thanks. And we want to point out here that TBI says the Wells family has been very cooperative with investigators throughout their search efforts.
Friends of the family tell us they're doing their best to keep.
Well, that's certainly changed, hasn't it?
What?
Oh, shit.
Keep
Okay.
their spirits up on day 9. News Channel 11's Bianca Murray joins us from the Beach Creek community where Summer was reported missing.
Bianca, how do friends say the family's coping with this?
Well, Josh and Sarah, a family church friend says that it's been really difficult, especially on Summer's 3 older brothers, and coping with the negativity that's been spreading both online and in person?
Yesterday, took them to the putt-putt golf course here in Kingsport, and just to try to let them have a peaceful day away from the search and rescue teams going on their property and the agents coming up. There was someone who made a comment that wasn't very polite. And
Dotson was called to the Wells property the night Summer went missing.
we definitely wanted to have a church family there with them.
He says the family is having a hard time coping without Summer.
Mom is devastated. Mom does not want to leave the house. She, like, if Summer comes back, if she happens to wander back up, I want to be here. I can't imagine what they're going through, and they're just parents that they want their daughter back, and you have these 3 young boys, and they want their younger sister back.
Dotson says he has a nightly ritual praying for Summer's return.
I sit out at night as the sun sets and I play a song for Summer.
Josh, family friends ask that the community continues to pray for the Wells family.
I'm sorry.
and
She
for
had to have been. I don't know how she held back laughing right there. I'm sorry. That is weird.
That is really weird. But 2 things that I want to point out. So if you go back to that video, and if you screenshot the image of him with the children there at the golf thing, screenshot that photo and zoom up like very carefully, and like you just see something that's the same in all the children and him on their skin. And then secondly, what I want to point out too is like he has a Subaru. So is he the person who suggested for this family to get that make and model? Because I still just don't, when I look at the family, and again, not trying to be disrespectful or anything, but they just don't strike me as the type that would go and buy that sort of vehicle. For one, as I said from day one, that vehicle is a small crossover. It's equipped to seat a family of 5, not a family of 6. Newsflash, you have 4 fucking kids, 2 adults. So why would you go and spend $25K on a brand new vehicle? It just doesn't make sense. In my opinion, I would think if they purchased a new vehicle, that Don is about himself, because remember, we've heard people say he was very controlling with money allegedly. So typically when people are like that, then they think of their self. He would buy a new work truck or something.
Right.
So I just wonder if he was like some sort of an influence on their decision making for that vehicle.
Yeah, I always thought the Subaru was weird too.
Because you see there in the video what I'm talking about, right? That he's the proud owner of a Subaru at that time.
No.
Yeah, go back and watch the video you just played. Whenever he's playing the flute.
Let me find that.
Go back and watch it real quick.
Oh man, we gotta watch the weirdo again. Okay, share screen. Okay.
How to get the best tool for creating stunning videos? Go to motionary.com and get the best video.
Amy, thanks. And we want to point out here that TBI says the Wells family has been very cooperative with investigators throughout their search efforts.
Friends of the family tell us they're doing their best to keep their spirits up on day 9. News Channel 11's Bianca Murray joins us from the Beach Creek community where Summer was reported missing.
Bianca, how do friends say the family's coping with this?
Well, Josh and Sarah, a family church friend says that it's been really difficult, especially on Summer's 3 older brothers, and they're coping with the negativity that's been spreading both online and in person.
Yesterday, took them and to the putt-putt golf course here in Kingsport, and just to try to let them have a peaceful day away from the search and rescue teams going on their property and the agents coming up. There was someone who made a comment that wasn't very polite. And
Dotson was called to the Wells property.
Did you see the video?
we definitely wanted to have
Oh, yeah. Huh. What the freak? And does he say that one of the officers said something that was not very polite to him?
Comment that wasn't very polite. And
Dotson was called to
the agents coming up. There was someone who made a comment that wasn't very polite. And
Dotson was called to the.
Wonder what that means.
See, when you watch these, like you see so much stuff and hear things that you didn't pick up before.
Right.
But I just always thought that was odd because I've not seen, like, you know, that family being the type to, on their own, pick out that car. So maybe, you know, who knows? Maybe he was like, maybe they seen his vehicle and was like, oh, you know, that's a cool vehicle. Or maybe he suggested it. But I would just think that the family would have gotten a van or a SUV with third row seating, or that the father would just be selfish and buy a work truck, you know, something reliable to drive to work and haul equipment and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That shit crazy.
Huh. Yeah.
Or like, you know, people kept saying stimulus money and stuff, but here's the thing, you know, no one got $25,000 for stimulus money. So in my opinion, people like this who have never had a new vehicle, you know, who seem like the type that could possibly go through money as fast as they get it, they would strike me as the type that would buy like a Craigslist, like $5,000 cash special.
They wouldn't have gotten 25 grand for stimulus.
Well, that's when that vehicle was purchased. Several people on YouTube, they had the information on that vehicle and by the title or whatever. And I mean, it was a brand new vehicle. It wasn't a used vehicle, and the price tag on those are $25,000.
Yeah, and he told me, actually, he told my husband he got a loan for it. And I said, can you show us any proof of that? But yeah, he told we brought that up to him. I said, how do you have that?
Did he ever show you guys like the proof of it, or
no? Mm-mm.
Wow. Yeah.
No, he said he told my husband that it was a loan. He's like, just like your husband said, we got a loan on it. We make payments.
And it wasn't like the deluxe model, like a limited or anything like that, because when he did the video that's actually here on your page, the one where he drove the route that day home, it shows a lot of good footage of the inside of that vehicle, and you can tell that, you know, it doesn't have the leather or anything like that. But if you go back to my old videos that I have, there's a video that I did on the Subaru that I did screenshots of, and when you look at the frame of the door when I did screenshots, it almost looks like that is a different vehicle. Like there's some sort of damage or something done to the frames on the inside of those doors. Like when he opens the door, like you clearly see like the inside is like rust and stuff. And it almost looks like one of the outer panels on the passenger front end has been replaced or damaged or repainted or something. But I did a video like on that. It's that whole car thing is weird in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. Hi, Lip Lock.
Hello. How are you
Hey.
guys? Hi. I had to join two of my favorite ladies since Cher can't see me in chat.
Right.
Well, because you're talking about the vehicle, pardon me, I have like a mile-high stack of Post-it notes, of course, on this case. And I was sitting here digging back through them because I had made a couple of notes back when Mountain Girl made her video on the Subaru. And what I had jotted down at the time was they purchased it at Wallace Imports in Johnson City, Tennessee. And
correct.
Yeah. And one of the things that, and this may be neither here nor there, because I don't know how licensing and registration exactly is done in Tennessee. I'm in Arkansas, so I know how it's done here. And we know that there's a picture on Candace's Facebook page on December 29th of 2020 with the red Subaru behind her. And they didn't register the Subaru until January the 14th of 2021. I think they bought it. Mountain Girl, do you remember? I think they purchased it December 14th. Do you remember?
Yeah, I can't remember roughly what the alleged paperwork that was floating around stated, but I do recall what you're talking about that being in the background of one of those photos, because the differential dates of over a month was questionable in my mind, because the post that was indicated of talking about got a new car wasn't until I believe later, after that vehicle was in the background. I think I could be wrong on that.
Well, I could be wrong too, but I'm remembering it pretty much the same. Here's what really caught my attention that I think may neither be here nor there relative to how automobile registration is done in Tennessee. Okay, it's 26.2 miles from Wallace Imports in Johnson City, Tennessee to 110 Ben Hill Road. But when they registered the vehicle on January the 4th of 2021, it was registered as white, and it was registered with 18 miles on the odometer.
Isn't that interesting?
So how did they have it for a month? It was 26.2 miles just to get it from the dealership to the house. Yet a month after they purchased it, it was registered with only 18 miles on the odometer. Now here in Arkansas, they take a precise reading of the odometer.
Correct. And something else that would be really interesting, which I didn't do, and I probably could, or any of you guys could too, if you go to that video on Cher's page. Cher, I don't even remember what the name of that video was. It was one that Don did showing everybody the route that he took home that day, where he's driving that vehicle. But there's so many good images on the inside.
I don't remember when. I want to say August. So it'll be back several months, guys.
Yeah.
I think it's called Don Retraces His Steps.
Yes. Yep, that's it.
Yes.
So if you zoom in, like, you might have to watch it like, I don't know, 10 times to like get a good image of the speedometer, or not the speedometer, where they show the miles, because it's digital. And it would just be interesting to see what the mileage was on that particular time, because based off of the year of that vehicle, I mean, it shouldn't have that many miles on it if it's just like a local car, if the furthest distance that vehicle was driven, back and forth to work. So that would be a really good thing for someone to do, is to go back and see like what the mileage currently is on it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I'll be looking at that now too.
Just to see, you know what I mean? Like, just to see if there was any like out of town trips or anything in that vehicle, because the reason why I say that is because we know, per what Jose allegedly stated, if that's factual, that vehicle was not, it wouldn't have been that, because that vehicle wasn't even bought when Jose was in the picture. So that would eliminate the possibility of him taking that out of state during that time. Yeah, so that would be interesting.
Yeah, and like you, Mountain Girl, I've become very interested in details of this nature, which may be neither here nor there regarding the case. But I'm just so fascinated by little things like this. And that difference in the mileage and the difference in the color of the vehicle is just why? Why is it different?
Right. And I can tell you, I studied that vehicle for probably 48 hours straight. Like I went back and watched, I probably gave that video all the fucking views that it has. So if that's monetized, Cher, you owe me some cappuccino, biatch, because that shit came from me. Just an FYI.
So, well, that was all I wanted to say. Plus, I just wanted to say hi to my friend Cher, because this is the only way I get to speak to her. So,
I know. Well, you gotta have a live sometime. I'll come up on yours.
I would love that. I haven't had anyone. I haven't figured out how to do it yet. But anyway, I don't want to interrupt the conversation anymore. I just wanted to contribute that and maybe throw it out there for chat in case that was maybe some information they had missed along this very long journey we have all had together.
So much love to you, Lip Lock. I adore you, honey. I do.
Yeah, I do too.
Well, I adore both of you. You both are inspirational to me, you know, and I watch both of you faithfully. You know that. Sometimes rewatch, but I do watch you. So, all right, darlings, I'm going to step down now and go back to modding.
All right. You have
Good night, dear. And then Cher, honey, I'm going to get off here. I didn't realize what time it was. I have to go and switch over a load of laundry and do my little routine, but so much love to you. I am so proud of you and totally support your channel and love what you're doing. And I don't know, we might have to set up a live and brainstorm again, here
for
soon.
Sure. I'd love that. Yeah, set one up and we can go over like the old interviews or go over that driving video.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of texts too. I'm going to show, I got to think, just go through like from start to finish of our conversations. But he talked to me on like, he was using 2 phones. And so he had Facebook and texting like on 2 different phones, at least.
Yeah,
2
like
phones,
who
so
the fuck, like,
weird.
like
Yeah,
this is
he would
something
text me
else.
randomly and he would say, send it to my other phone. And I'd be like, okay, I thought I did. Like I sent
This
it
is
to your
the
Facebook.
other thing that is like so like mind-boggling is how many freaking creatures in this shit have 2 phones. Like I never heard of people having 2 phones until fucking YouTube, and I'm like what? Like what the hell do you need 2 phones for? It's
Well, if he was a big time dealer, you would need multiple phones.
that or he was a pimp.
Yep, that too.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's for all of his girlfriends.
yeah. Deez, it says your devices are not connecting, and I'm about to end this anyways for tonight until tomorrow.
All right. Well, good night, Cher, and good night to everybody in chat, and much love to all of you guys.
Thank you. I love you too, and your channel is awesome.
I appreciate it, dear. We'll catch up and talk soon.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. You know how to get a hold of me.
All right, honey. Good night.
Good night. Well, that was good, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thank you, everyone, for the super chats tonight. That was very sweet of you. And we'll be live tomorrow. And yeah, I'd love to have an open panel. And I think we're going to go back. I think we should start re-listening to the interviews again, all like over, just start it over. Everyone, the main suspect list. I'm going to write down my suspect list. And you guys can drop in the comments of here after this. Go in the comments after this. And you guys can leave your suspect lists in there. And we'll start re-listening. Go all the way back from day 1 here. And re-listening to who these main players of this drama, as the DA said, are. And re-listening to them. Because I think that's where we're at. There's nothing really more we can do to be helpful at this point. So make sure you guys are subscribed to Mountain Girl 212, awesome channel, and also Lip Lock No More, another awesome channel. Great show. And you guys were pretty awesome. I think I blocked 1 person tonight because they just wanted to be an idiot all day. So, and I was tired. Good night, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.